hope you're having a great day. It's good to see you, Namrata. So many of you celebrating Diwali in our country. Hi, Rupali, how are you doing? Happy Diwali to you and your families. You know, I've been reading up more and more about this beautiful festival of lights and how we use the festival of lights to overcome darkness in our lives, overcome darkness in our thought processes, in the way we feel, our emotions. It's such a beautiful festival, and I enjoyed celebrating this festival last evening with loved ones and family. I hope you had a great Diwali. Today I want to talk about the power of commitment. Okay, I'm not talking about your lovers and your partners and stuff. I'm talking about you. We all talk about committing to one another. When you look at the institution of marriage, when you look at love, when you look at relationships, there's always commitment to one another. It makes us sometimes think, what about the commitments that we make to ourselves? Are we mature enough to start making commitments to others when we've not learned how to make commitments to ourselves? To ourselves. It is so important. The same way you make commitments to other people, what about the commitments you make to yourself? Aren't you important? Don't you deserve respect? Don't you deserve love before you can go out and love other people or be loved by other people? I'm talking about that commitment to ourselves. And there are many little things. I know the next question is, what commitments can we make to ourselves? You know, because a lot of people have misunderstood self-love. Some have made it selfish. Some have made it more about being toxic masculine or toxic feminine. It's not about that. Commitments to yourself could be as simple as movement. You know, I talk a lot about exercise and movement. And you know that a lot of people misunderstand this. They think exercise means a gym, a sweaty body, big jars of protein powder and all of that stuff. I'm talking about simple movement. How do we commit to movement every day, especially when life around us is getting too comfortable? We have instant gratification, instant convenience. We can order food at the click of a button. We can watch movie after movie, series after series at a click of a button. That's making us more comfortable. We think it's a luxury, but it's actually the biggest curse that we have right now. The point is, convenience is great, but not to a point that it makes us lazy, not to a point that it makes us more greedy, and not to a point that it makes us sedentary and sick. The commitment I'm asking us to make to ourselves is this beautiful human body that we have deserves and requires movement. Movement is medicine. Movement is magic. We keep hearing that all the time. Why? Because it's true. We know exercise and movement can work with depression. It can work with cardiovascular, cancer, everything. And of course, there are some people who do not have the ability to move, but there are still exercises that they can do. People do that in rehab with physio. I know people who are bedridden who are still able to use their upper bodies with resistance bands. I know people in wheelchairs, they're still capable. They may not be able to do everything. And that's why everyone out there who has the ability to use their hands and their legs, be grateful. Be grateful for it. Use it more. That's gratitude. I have legs. Let me use them. I have muscle. Let me use them. I have arms. Let me use them. I have a brain, let me use that more. There are some people who wish they had it and they don't. The commitment is simple. I'm not asking you for an hour. If you don't have an hour, can you do 30 minutes? If you don't have 30 minutes, can you do 15 minutes? If you don't have 15 minutes, can you do 10 minutes? Now you say, but Luke, what's the point of 10 minutes? Hey, 10 minutes is better than nothing. You know it. You know it. Let's say you don't have that time. Can you do 10 minutes after breakfast or lunch or dinner if you eat those kind of meals? Can you split it? There are so many ways we can do it. We don't have to, but you see, because we're living in a box and we want to be put into a box by certain cultures and society to think this way and exercise should only be done this way. Who says that? I always look at the fine example of prisoners in prisons across the world. Look at some of them. Some of them are obese, some of them are undernourished, and some of them are super fit. They don't have access to a gym. They have a small cell, but yet they're able to move their body and use their body to build great bodies. That's just an example to show you that we're not in that prison. We have everything around us, but we have the best excuses. Oh, the gym is closed. It's Diwali. Oh, you know, it's too cold to go out in the morning. You have a room. You have space. You can move. You can do push-ups. You can do squats, lunges. You don't need weights or dumbbells if it's not available. You can still do a workout. If it's too hot outside or too cold outside, you tell me right now. I know you know 3 exercises that you can do in your own bedroom. Oh, I travel a lot. You're in a hotel. Oh, the hotel doesn't have a gym. That's not a problem. You still have a room. You have a body that can move. All you need is action. Movement is everything. For the brain, for the heart, for every organ, for blood circulation. We don't even need science to prove exercise, because unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there still hiding behind science, waiting for science to tell them that breath is good, waiting for science to tell them that nature is good, waiting for science to tell them that music is good, waiting for science to tell them or prove that spirituality exists. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Science is great. Use it the right way, but also use a ton of common sense that you have. We know movement is meant for the body. We know that when we move out of inertia. There's blood circulation. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, trillions of cells in the human bodies. Your capillaries get stronger. Your VO2 max, your lung capacity. You don't need science to tell you this. You don't need science to tell you this. You just need to start. And we'll have a ton of excuses. I already have people, hey Luke, I'm going to join your program in Jan. And I'll say, what's the problem? Oh, I have diabetes. I said, so your body's going to wait till January for you to start getting better. Oh, but it's the festive season, it's Diwali, and then it's Christmas. I said, so what? Diwali is one day over a festive week. Christmas is one day over a festive week. You're 24 hours in all those days. Fine, take a break on Diwali. Take a break on Christmas. Take a break on the evening that your friend is getting married. Now talk to me about your mornings. Talk to me about your afternoons. You can easily fit in 30 minutes or an hour. The point is we have an excuse or a choice. And it's these little things. Why am I talking about this? My job is cancer. My job is disease. My job is the immune system. But let me tell you, I can talk complication. I can talk about the fundamentals. Even the best immune system in the world with the best foods and the best immunotherapy cannot function without movement and exercise. You can be growing your organic food and farmhouse food. If you're not moving, it's useless, practically useless. So the point is the fundamentals always have to be right. So no matter where you are, what time it is, we say, oh, it's late today, I'll start tomorrow. No, you start today. You start today. Nothing stops you from going for a walk. Nothing stops you from dropping down and doing a couple of push-ups or squats or lunges if you're not at the gym. Nothing stops you from putting up a pull-up bar between your door and even just hanging on the bar. That's powerful for you. Or maybe doing a few asanas, maybe doing 3 Surya Namaskars, doing some yoga. Move. When you move, you feel better. I can guarantee you this. A lot of people have become so lazy, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. They become so lazy that their bodies become addicted to no movement. And that's why to start moving is difficult. And I understand that. But you need to overcome that little difficulty. And once you start moving, you're not going to stop. So wherever you are in the world today, whatever time it is, okay, if you've not yet moved, you still have a chance to move today. Start today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Your body's working for you 24/7 every second of the day and night. You can't decide that, hey, I'm going to start tomorrow. Start with 5 minutes. Then move to 6 minutes. Then move to 10 minutes. Patience. Patience is beautiful. But the point is we want results quickly. And when you're able to break that mindset that, hey, Luke, I can't even do 2 push-ups. That's fine. How many can you do? I can do 1. Good job. Let's do 1 today. Let's do 1 tomorrow. Let's do 1 day after. On the 4th day, you're going to find that 1 push-up's easy. Now you do 2. Take the same analogy to a squat, to a plank, to a pull-up, whatever it is. Maybe you say, hey, Luke, I can just walk 20 minutes and I get breathless. That's fine. Okay. Walk 20 minutes. Be comfortable with it. Automatically, with consistency, you'll move to 25 and then 30. It's always small wins. And this is the commitment. This is one of the many commitments I'm going to be talking to you about over the next couple of weeks. We want to commit to everyone. Oh, I'll love you for the rest of your life. I'll do this, I'll do that. You want to commit to your kids, everything. But you don't want to commit to yourself. Remember, you're leading by example. People are looking at you. Your children are looking at you. They're looking at you. They're watching everything that you do, hearing everything you say. So the best example you can teach them is through example. And if you don't have, maybe you're not a parent, maybe you don't have kids. But by you learning to move, you start creating that energy around. And that's why it's very important to see the kind of friends and people you hang around with. You become like them eventually. But sometimes it takes one person who really cares about their health to come in that group and inspire other people. And all of a sudden, the group changes, the energy changes. You hang around in a group that's only smoking, vaping, doing drugs, talking about, what happened in college every single weekend, and now they're 40 years old. You're in the wrong group. You're in a shallow group. I don't disrespect the person, but I'm saying, how are you going to evolve? How are you going to grow? You keep talking about what happened in Bollywood, what happened in Hollywood, who's having an affair, who got a lip job, who got a butt job, who got a boob job. You know, I mean, once in a way this is fine, but if this is becoming your everyday conversation, okay, you got to understand there's something called neuroplasticity. It's beautiful. It's the growth of new neurons in the brain when you start talking new things, doing new things, thinking differently. It's called cortical thickening. Okay, and that's how we prevent dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, cognitive failure and stuff like that, by creating new neural pathways. But all the time, people need to wait for certain alcohol to kick in, and then the certain drugs to kick in, or whatever and stuff. I'm giving you examples, and then you talk the same old crap. Reflect on that. Don't judge yourself. Just say, is this the level I want to be, or do I want to move a level higher? Okay? Because it's good for you. We're meant to evolve as human beings. That's why a child becomes a kid becomes a teenager becomes an adult becomes a senior citizen. That's the cycle of life. Yeah, you can't go against it like the circadian rhythms. You can't. But you try to. Now you got to fake it. You have so many people 45 years old trying to act like teenagers. You have teenagers trying to act like adults. It's against nature. It's difficult. It's resistance. You got to live your phases of life. So the commitment today is exercise, movement. You don't want to use the word exercise, movement. Movement. I love the excuse of people, oh, I'm too busy to work out. Why? Oh, I have a job, I need to make money, I need to do all of that. Well, unfortunately, those are the same people that end up paying us that money to look after their health or some other healthcare organization. That's the irony of life. Small commitment. Start with 15 minutes and I can guarantee you, you will start to get addicted to movement. Because that's what your brain loves. That's what your body loves. Endorphins, neurotransmitters, everything. You won't have to motivate yourself another day in your life to work out. Once you go through that first few days of consistency and it kicks in, make that commitment to you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your friends are doing. Okay, it doesn't matter what your friends are doing. They're not taking your suffering when you're in hospital. Doesn't matter what they say. They're not there to take the pain that you're going through. So you understand that about life. We're all given one body and we're given one life. It's up to us to do what we want with it, not the rest of the world around us. It's what we make out of our life, the one life that we're given. Have a great day, everyone.